It's time for Between the Headlines with me, Afshin Ratansi, here on Press TV. On the phone, we have the financial journalist and broadcaster, Max Keiser, who's in Paris, France. On tonight's show, millions of people from around the world use the file-sharing site on the internet, Pirate Bay. And the people behind it organized protests in Sweden in the past 24 hours against a court decision ordering the website to hand over $3.5 million before going to jail. We'll look at the significance of that verdict. Guest Max, I know, is on the phone. Our first story, the Pirate Bay loses in court. In web privacy case sites, 4 operators are found guilty, and the fine, more than $3.5 million. Max Keiser, what exactly is Pirate Bay, and why should we be concerned? I mean, is it just internet technical people that really understand this case? What is it about?
Well, Pirate Bay, it's an internet site that serves as an index to for people to find popular torrents, which are streams of video content on the web. And the reason why this is important is it goes into the heart of the copyright reform movement. Copyright law is a law that has, over the past few decades, become ever more restrictive and has defeated the purpose for which it was originally intended. In the Constitution in the U.S., for example, copyright law, as described by Thomas Jefferson, was to give creators monopoly period of protection for a limited time. But thanks to the workings of corporations like the Disney Corporation, that has become lifetime plus 70 years, or what Lawrence Lessig, Stanford University law professor, calls perpetual copyright. And this is depriving the public of what are effectively the public's goods. Copyrighted material, as originally intended, would give the creator temporary monopoly position, but then the material has to return back to the public domain from where it came. All creative content comes from the public domain, and in fact the creator may get a limited monopoly position to exploit that reinterpretation of the public's assets for a limited time to score some monetary benefit, but then that material must return to the public domain if we are to have a vibrant society. Now, the reason this is particularly interesting now, Ashton, is that you see in America there is a rising tide of dissent. Last week, all over America, they had these tea parties where Americans were protesting the expansion of government and the expansion of the surveillance state, and there's a lot of anger and dissent, but there's very little program, there's very little that the average person can do in America or around the world to fight back against these entrenched corpocracy, the entrenched kleptocracy.
Stay on the line, Max. Chris Bambury, the entertainment companies said this is only the beginning. Max, just finally, I mean, there is that, isn't there? I mean, should developing nations don't even have much internet access per head of population. Why should the whole world be concerned about this case?
Well, just to finish my point that I was making is that people are looking for a way to express their dissent, and copyright is the weak link. It's the soft spot in the corporate arsenal. It's the one area that people who want to participate in civil disobedience have the ability to participate in civil disobedience. So although the download speeds or upload speeds might be slow in various countries, the people within those countries recognize the need for there to be more democracy or more representational government, and would find common cause around the world. So there's economies of scale. It's to reach out to communities all over the world and say, look, copyright is the weak spot in the corporate shield, because it's the most softest spot in terms of civil disobedience. It's very hard at this point, at this stage in the game, to go up against these corporations who have the politicians in their pockets, and they have the bankers in their pockets. Only as consumers do the citizens have the ability to influence the future. And the one area where civil disobedience works is copyright civil disobedience. Make your own content. Go to creativecommons.org. Don't participate in corporate copyright cartel material. And this is a beginning of a global grassroots, the global insurrection against copyright occupation.
Okay, Max Keiser from Paris. I should remind our audience, shouldn't be doing anything illegal.